guys haven't watched like Netflix or Hulu this week, they both dropped 2 different documentaries about the same failed festival called FYRE Fest, which was supposed to be a high luxury music event with a bunch of powerful A-list celebrities and artists that was supposed to be the launch for what is basically the Uber of booking artists, right?
Yes.
Which was FYRE, the name of the app, right?
Yes.
So so the Netflix one starts, and it kind of gives the context about who Billy is.
Billy McFarland.
Billy McFarland. He is a tech bro who launched...
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, like
Had
he
an
was
app
from New
card,
York.
credit card called the Magnesis card.
Yeah,
So
I was
it's
on
mainly
that.
for
I was
New
on that
Yorkers.
call list.
You-
Like a bunch of people,
really?
a lot of
Really?
motherfuckers I know was on that Magnesis call list. Like they had a fucking some like knockoff Soho house that they were doing,
Yeah.
like up in like Chelsea or whatever the fuck it was.
You could go
like,
chill there with dates, whatever. The idea of the
Yeah.
card was access,
Yeah.
and this was game changing at the time. Metal card,
Yeah.
not some bitch ass plastic credit card.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, it was supposed to be like a status symbol or whatever. It gave you insight into that. It also gave you insight into, his relationship with Ja Rule and like how that whole thing turned into, let's turn this app idea, which on paper seems like a pretty good
Great idea.
You know what I mean? Like you could see how somebody who
Let me tell you
on the front looks like has a lot of money could be like, this is I'll trust this guy. Yeah, this
Yeah.
looks like it's gonna
The
be the
idea
next
of the
fucking
app-
Uber.
The idea of the app is a bunch of artists just have profiles,
Right.
and then you just contact them directly for bookings. You don't go through agents. You go through whoever. Hey, I'm on this app. Here's all these artists. I want you. Send you a message. Hey, this is how much I'm talking about. This is what the gig is.
It was
Are you
basically a
interested?
swipe. It was
And-
basically a swipe. Like you could swipe on Kanye, and
As
if Kanye
somebody,
matches you,
boom.
boom. Okay, yeah.
As
we'll book
someone who's in the industry, Akaash, you know this as well. There are people that reach out to us all the time and go, "How can I book you?" Matter of fact, you probably experienced this
Yeah.
through Duce. We
Yeah,
would love
yeah.
to have Duce. Blah
And
blah
it's
blah.
usually bullshit offers for
And-
me at least. Indians, I'll pay you $40.
Regardless, the point
to
being,
Minnesota.
right? So, but the point being is like they're reaching out to you personally for a gig.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're at a certain status, you're not
Yeah.
going to see all these tweets.
Right.
Right? So there are people who want to book you and you want to make money,
Right.
but you cannot connect simply because they don't know to go through your agency, this,
Yeah.
that, the other.
Yep.
The app idea for entertainment is
Great idea.
brilliant.
Great idea.
It just creates one funnel
idea.
to get offers. Now your agent can turn down offers if they're $40
Yeah.
and only give you the ones where it's, the
Yeah.
shit, blah,
but
blah,
now
blah.
it's just right here. I can access him. I don't have to think about. I don't have to know anything.
Boom. So it was an exceptional idea. They do this festival as a way to promote the app. The festival had nothing to do with the app in terms of it had nothing to do really with the business model. It was all a PR stunt. It was a flex.
Yeah.
So
right?
mind you, the first thing that they came out with to announce this festival, they spend an obscene amount of money getting Kendall Jenner to post about it.
$250,000
Bella Hadid
just
to
for
be in
Kendall
the
Jenner to
commercial.
post once.
Bella Hadid to be in the commercial. Chanel
They filmed the
Iman,
commercial on the island.
Fucking the top of the top models right now.
Right.
All in
Blurred
this
lines,
commercial.
bitch. What's her name? Radickowski.
Emily Ratajkowski.
Ratajkowski.
Yeah.
All of them. Just
Blurred
fucking
bitch.
swimming, partying, pulsating, all this type of shit. It's like, oh fuck, this looks like it's the next hot shit. And mind you, the Jenners tweet about it or Instagram about it. Travis Scott,
Boom.
all these big time influencers, and it looks like it's supposed to be like the high end version of Coachella. Like
Yeah.
you got to book like these villas and like these private yachts, and it just looks like paradise. And they're
It's a music festival
it was
in
on Pablo
paradise.
Escobar's old island or some shit. and
Norman's
apparently-
Cay, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So they say, and listen, basically just to speed shit up because a lot of you already saw this, so we don't want to, tell you what you already saw, and the people who haven't seen it, I think we've done a good job of setting it up. So basically, what happened is they sold all the tickets and all the sold all the villas, all the everything they sold for the festival before they had anything at all. In other words, they sold 6,000 tickets and sold 6,000 reservations on yachts and houses and VIP villas, etc. before they built a single yacht, even before they locked down the island. They got kicked
Zero
out of the
infrastructure.
original island. So, just to say, so they had to essentially build this festival from the ground up in a matter of months. And the biggest issue with this, I'll be honest with you, is the Bahamas. If this existed in anywhere else in America, they could have this up in no time. They built the fucking Empire State Building in like 12 months. Son, I'm telling you, I've been to the Bahamas. I was just there hanging with Duval.
A festival though?
Son, I'm telling you, I was hanging with Duval. It took me an hour to get chicken tenders. I ordered chicken tenders from this woman, and an hour later, I had the chicken tenders. I don't know where they got the chicken. I don't know what was happening with this whole chicken tender process. It took an hour to get chicken tenders. If this was anywhere else, this festival goes on without a problem.
I think only America does shit that fast.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was about to say.
If it was in Tampa, you have FYRE Fest. If it's in Tampa, Billy McFarland's a fucking genius.
But that's the thing, though. You don't need fucking permits in the Bahamas.
And there's no
you need
paradise.
A lot of permits. Yeah, exactly.
There's no paradise in Florida. Florida's hell.
Sure. Fair enough.
I think Billy should give it another shot.
He will. I don't deny that.
Listen,
but what I
he's not going to get any better advertisement than he's gotten this week. He's got to give it another shot.
So what I wanted to more talk about with FYRE Festival, right? And I had a friend of mine who actually went, but I really just want to talk about a couple things just surrounding this. Like everybody who went there and then got fucked over, etc. In my opinion, they got exactly what they deserved.
Oh, for sure.
Now, even the people who bought the tickets and got screwed over. And why I say that because you were hypebeasts, right? You bought these tickets not because of the product it was proved to be. You bought these tickets because
you couldn't miss it. The FOMO.
You bought the Supreme brick.
Yeah.
And now you're upset that you have a brick. Simple as that, right? It's like what Billy McFarland understands. This guy is from Jersey, right? I'm not knocking people from Jersey at all, but he's some kid from Jersey. He knows what it's like to be an outsider, not accepted.
He grew up looking at an island.
He grew up looking at an island, which was Manhattan, where everybody, and he died to belong there. Yeah. So he understands on a visceral level what it means to be not accepted and the value that it has. And he even touches on it in the thing. He goes, we're selling this experience to losers who would never get this in their life.
That sentence right there. That's when I knew. I was like, I hate this guy forever.
Yeah. It's the most poignant because you know who he was speaking about?
Like, we're selling him a dream.
He's speaking of himself.
Yeah.
Right? But he's self-aware enough. There's some genius to this kid. He's self-aware enough to understand what motivates people. There's a line later in the thing is, if there's one thing Billy McFarland's good at, it's separating consumers from their money.
Yeah.
It's because he understands what a consumer truly wants more than anything. They want to fit in, they want to be accepted, but not accepted in the grand scheme of things, accepted by that exclusivity, right? But that's not the average person. That's the hype beast.
Right.
There's a difference between the asshole army member, right, and the person who lines up outside of Supreme for a brick. Right?
Right.
There is a difference between that. The guy who lines up outside of Supreme for a brick validates himself through that brick.
Yeah.
If I have this brick, then I'm cool.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. We were talking about before,
recognizes
how Supreme looks like this and why Kith is working well because they look at you like this.
At you, yeah.
That's the same reason.
He looked at you like Supreme.
Yeah, they looked at you like Supreme. It's like,
what did we say from the beginning of the inception of our podcast, right? What these core values that we've been talking about. Radical inclusion.
Radical inclusion.
Right.
We accept you.
Yeah.
We want you to feel part of something that is bigger than just yourself. When I'm in Indiana, I don't want no fucking... if I'm in Indiana and people saying they're trying to take my head off in Indiana, I know I got 5 asshole army members in Indiana. It's like, yo, you're cool, just roll with us.
For sure.
That's the difference between what we've created and, to be honest, what Kith created, what other people who really understand community are creating, and this guy, Duce, right?
Same shit.
It's like, you guys understand the importance of community. This guy
That's why we popped off. The reason why we popped off right in the middle of M2 closing, Pink Elephant, every big fucking club venue in New York City, like, all shut down within, like, that summer. And we had no place to party. And not only that, we didn't like fucking going in there and having to buy a table and having champagne bottles and the sparklers and all that bullshit.
I remember Kaz, you put up on IG like the iPhone note where you had the idea for
that's literally
at the time Hennypalooza, and it was just a very simple, hey, everybody just come party and not worry about all the bullshit.
Yeah, that's all it was.
It's amazing.
To use your term, it is radical inclusion. To use the
of
Burning Man
course,
term.
it's. So this is what fucking, and I really love about it. I've always been complimentary to you about what you guys have done with Duce, but like when I see these communities that understand how to do it on a raw level, right? People, how different the value system is, right? Like people that are in the asshole army, right? People who fuck with us, they don't care if someone else walking down the street doesn't know what keeping it tight is and throwing up the asshole is.
We prefer it.
They don't care. They don't care if you read a Flagrant 2 shirt and have no clue what the fuck it is. We don't care. We're in this because it's something we built
created.
together
Yeah.
and we want. And if no one else knows, we don't give a fuck. FYRE Fest only has value if other people desire to be a part of it. Like, first of all, we should have listened to 50 from the beginning because 50 told us about Ja from jump.
Yeah.
The moment I saw Ja Rule was part of that, I was like, nah.
Yo, Berman. Hey,
What's up?
hey, man, this is my boy Zach Berman. Zach, you're here with the whole Flagrant 2 crew right now. Akaash, Singh, Real Life Kaz in the building, and then we got Alex and Eden right there. We got Benson, we got Hafiz. The crew's growing. So this is one of my oldest friends. Zach and I spent summers together back in the day from our, I don't know, we were probably 7 years old or some shit like that. Is that right, Zach?
Yeah, that's back pretty far.
Long time. This is way before Zach was fucking all the waitresses in New York City. So
Zach, you a New York City kid too?
no, Zach's from Virginia.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but he was spent
Yeah,
summers.
I lived in the city for 11 years, but now I live on Fire Island now.
So he's out there on the island
Oh,
now.
so you're gay. Word.
Even,
That's what's
even
up.
in the winter, yeah. So
Yeah.
so Zach, so you went to FYRE Fest. We were just talking about FYRE Fest. The first question is, why did you end up there in the first place?
All right. So one of my friends met a group of people. It's a big group of people that are kind of our age, in their 30s and stuff, and have some, money and good jobs and shit. And they kind of travel and go to like big music festivals and concerts, and like they do yacht week and all this stuff. And so my friend met them on a yacht week, and he came back from there and met some people that lived in New York and stuff. And so they had like a get together, and I joined them and met some of the people that were on this trip. And then so a few weeks later, they were like, we're going to this thing called FYRE Festival. It's $800. You get a flight to and from the Bahamas from Miami, and it's 4 nights and 5 days. So I was like, fuck it, yeah, let's go.
Okay, so they put you on. You decide to go. Obviously, you didn't do any Googling or looking it up, so you just end up in this situation. I saw you in the Netflix documentary. I watched it last night. There's a point where you're like on the little bridge. Not the little bridge, like the little dock.
Drinking tequila?
Yeah, when everybody else is drinking tequila, he was just there. He's got long hair, and he's just kind of like vibing, dancing. So that means you were one of the first people that got to that situation. When did you know it was fucked? At what point did you know that this thing was not going well?
When they loaded us onto rackety school buses.
Oh shit.
So when they put you on the school buses, you're like, all right, we're about to get fucked.
Yeah, I was like, this shit's fucked up. I was like, this shit is so fucked. And mind you have it, like, so I went down to Miami. I met up like all these people. They were staying at the Fountain Blue, and we went out for dinner, and then we ended up going to like 11s, like all night long. We were there till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then went straight to the airport. And we were like on the first airplane to this place. So, and like we got there was like a big storm. It was still raining. People were like, we're all freaking out. And I travel light. I had a little backpack and that's it. So like, there was a lot of younger people and everyone was just kind of bugging. I'm not big, so I just fucking just like charging through people and like, fucking.
So
and I was still lit. I was still pretty drunk and everything from the night before. And so then we got there. They put it like this little restaurant, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get some like good real estate. And then I was like, where's the booze? Because I was like, I don't want to crash now. Like, let's get the alcohol. And then I knew it was really fucked up because they had just no organization. There's no, But I was like, man, I'm in the Bahamas. I'm not going to let this stop me from having fun. Let's get to. So I think we had like all the Casamigos tequila and Whispering Angel that we wanted, and some Evian water.
So did you find one of those places to sleep in? Did you get to one of those tents?
Yeah, I had my own.
Oh, so
I had my own. And then I had a bunch of solar lights and stuff that I brought down. And so I was all hooked up, man. I had like these color changing solar lights, the Lucy lights.
Yeah.
I had those. They were like color changing in there. We had a great time. We were all fucking. We had all the tequila we could drink, and you know, eventually they were like, all right, everyone has to leave the island. The festival's not going on. And then we were like, all right, well, we'll leave on the last airplane. And we paid a dude $100 with a big van. He took like 15 of us to a nice beach the next day.
Oh, really? So you didn't.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is the thing about white people. Y'all survivors. This motherfucker said, I travel light. I just took a backpack, and then you got solar lights in a backpack. You didn't bring extra sneakers or nothing. You brought fucking solar lights. You went barefoot. God damn, you're the whitest guy I've ever talked to.
I like him already because he's a classic white man. A classic white man will be able to survive in any fucking circumstances. It was these fucking.
I don't know, man. Have you ever seen us get in the sun?
That's brilliant, though, to say, "Oh, this festival is dog shit. Let's just pay somebody $100 to take us to a good island."
So you're already out there.
Yeah.
So you.
And then a bunch of like.
Go.
People that worked the festival quit, and they ended up at this beach, and then we showed up with like literally like cases of tequila and cases of rosé, and we like just showed up, and there was like they set up speakers and a DJ, and we were pumping music. We were like, they had the swings out in the water like they had in the videos, and we were just like swinging. Oh, we had a great time. They thought we were festival workers.
You created your own FYRE Fest.
Yeah, for sure.
And these 15 people with you, any girls?
Yeah, tons of girls. It was great.
So we should have your.
Yo, all these people that were complaining were just dorks. Just like there's tons of pussy that's lost. You might as well find a fucking beach and have some fun.
It was so much fun. We were like climbing in trees, jumping off into the water. It was good. And then we were like, oh shit, we got to get back to the airport because we have to leave the island. So we went back to the airport, and like, you know, we were just wasted and just like waiting for the airplane. And had some like little restaurant cook us up a bunch of like Bahamian food. It was cool. And then I got all my money back. So like, what fucking.
You are. Let me tell you something. When the robots take over, I'm following you.
Oh man, trust me, follow me, man. I've been traveling all over the world.
Wait a minute, you got your money back?
Exactly why. This is exactly why everybody laughed at these fucking social media influencers and these spoiled fucking brats.
Yeah,
so I'm like, bro.
Oh, I saw some of them. The first night when I was there, like, I was literally, and I had been drinking the night before all day long, like. And I had a masquerade mask on, and there was all these groups of kids that were like crying and stuff, and I was like running up to them, and I was like, "Welcome to hell, you will never leave."